the thing that's impacting all our lives is astonishing. 4 technologies are converging. The rate of progress is expanding in directions that are staggering. See, computers are incredibly advancing, not only in terms of size of memory and speed, but in the energy per operation. As computers continue to advance, and the software also continues to advance, they predict a day where the computers will be equivalent or exceed the capacity of the human brain.
The next great American project, and that's what we're calling the Brain Initiative,
is the whole area of artificial intelligence. Or some people would express it the simulation of cognitive behavior, but the fact that software can learn.
Now, as humans, we can identify galaxies light years away. We can study particles smaller than an atom, but we still haven't unlocked the mystery of the 3 pounds of matter that sits between our ears. And the Brain Initiative will change that by giving scientists the tools they need to respond to our thoughts.
There are contracts being granted in research that have goals such as a squad leader being able to communicate with his team by thought. People who have been tracking these 4 technologies are familiar with this tide of interest in the direction of transhumanism. In fact, every technology that I think we know about is at the horizon of the information sciences. The real breakthroughs in microbiology are in the information sciences. The real breakthroughs in subatomic particles is in the information sciences. It's the information sciences that bounds our world.
When you look at what the human brain can do, it's really amazing the way we can reason about things and think very deeply about things. But where we start to run into a wall is when we're faced with leveraging huge volumes of data. In order to push the boundaries of human cognition, we want to provide access to all of that data.
IBM's chairman and CEO, Ginni Rometty, has called the coming times a new era in cognitive computing.
The essence of cognitive computing, to me, making computers actually more like biological systems, whether or not they're brains, but having that kind of fluidity where they respond and react appropriately. So you feel like you're dealing with another living thing, not a machine.
So what has emerged here is a goal of what some people call transhumanism, trying to extend the capacity of the human being.
Challenges or tasks of these cognitive computing systems is to facilitate or enable human cognition beyond these barriers.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
What most people don't realize is there's an arms race going on between the major powers for the super soldier, something that's beyond human. That's the goal, and that sounds bizarre only to the uninformed.
It's at the end, what the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities.
Remember in Genesis 3, 4, and 5, the promises of the serpent? He says, you know, if you eat of this fruit right here, it says, ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. He had 3 promises. The 3 promises of the serpent were a promise of immortality. You're not going to die. No. Your eyes are going to be open. You're going to have knowledge. You're going to be like the gods. That's a big sales pitch right there. By the way, what if you could live 500 years with, no cancer or anything like that? You could be like Wolverine or Spider-Man or, all these things. The sales pitch is right there, and we're being programmed to accept it. Look, I confess, I enjoy watching those movies, right? As a kid growing up reading the comic books, who didn't want to be like a superhero? Of course, now the things that I know, I'm going, I don't want to be genetically modified, like they're talking about here. And it's not just the blending of animals. They're also talking about the blending of machines, like Star Trek, the Borg. Right? So we can not only enhance ourselves through blending with animal species, we could do it by blending with technology. And we can do cloning. And how many of you have heard of singularity? Singularity, where the machines become smarter than humans. And at that point, it's Skynet and, you know, Terminator, and it just goes on from there. And their publicly stated goal is to achieve immortality, we would say parenthetically apart from God, by the year 2045. And you could go to the website 2045.com, 2045.com, and read about the Strategic Social Initiative that these scientists from all around the world are getting together, and they have strategic markers, and many of them they've already achieved. They had timelines that they had, you know, we want to achieve this by this date, and they did, and they're moving forward, and each progression is leading towards that. The post-human era, where we could be like the gods.